Tesla stock broke a new 52-week high today above $261 per share. But what would it take for Tesla to reach $1,000 per share? It might be a little bit closer to reality than a lot of the bears would like to think. Although this is not going to happen tomorrow, next week, or next month, when could Tesla hit $1,000 and where could a short-term rally take the company over the next couple of weeks, next couple of months? Ladies and gentlemen, we have a lot to get into in a very short amount of time. If you want to grow your net worth, if you want to make more money, if you want to stay up to date with everything happening in our markets, hit that subscribe button and let's get into it. Recently, you have seen a plethora of good news and catalysts that have been coming out for Tesla, signs that demand is better than ever, and Tesla will continue to beat analyst expectations. The next biggest catalyst we will have is on July 2nd. If indeed Tesla does beat the average analyst consensus of 440,000 vehicle deliveries, Tesla stock's gonna moon from here. Tesla's gonna go crazy. You're looking at a massive short position worth $23.5 billion in which short sellers took out most of their shorts when Tesla was in that range of $130 to $170 per share. So there's obvious signs of a short squeeze that is brewing. Hedge funds and institutions are placing very bullish option orders on Tesla, some of them targeting over $750 for Tesla stock by mid-year 2024, about 12 months from now. So for good reasons, people are talking about Tesla potentially hitting as high as $1,000 per share. There's a couple things you must consider here. Elon Musk today, in a conference in Europe, says vehicle autonomy is the main driver of Tesla's value. And Elon says, in quotes, that although I've said this before, I think we will solve autonomy soon, the billionaire told the Viva Tech conference. The value of the company is primarily on the basis of autonomy, Musk told the Paris event. That's really, I think, the main driver of our value. Tesla says full self-driving software does not make its vehicle autonomous and requires driver supervision. At the same time, Tesla is looking to expand quite rapidly. We've heard about a potential gigafactory coming in North Mexico. That could be the source of the $20,000 or $25,000 Model 2 is what it's being referred to. The mass market vehicle that is affordable to virtually anyone. France, Italy, and Spain are all begging Elon to build a factory. We've seen initial documents about a potential factory in India. So I think it's safe to say, if we connect the dots here, we've seen good numbers coming out of China and other regions, probably going to beat that $440,000 delivery number on July 2nd. Tesla's looking to expand what it looks like multiple different factories over the next year or two. Demand looks positive. Now, the expectation for Tesla is only an increase to the total volume output of Tesla vehicles at 27% for 2024. Elon is targeting 50%. So based off of that disconnect, there's a disconnect of value here that Tesla stock just fundamentally has some room to catch up. Now, $1,000 with Tesla stock, that would be an increase of 280% from here, which isn't too crazy if you really think about where Tesla has already come. That 280% increase would put the stock at $1,000 per share. That would put Tesla neck and neck to be the most valuable company in the world, and if it rallied just a little bit over $1,000, would put it as the most valuable company in the world. If companies such as Apple, the most valuable company in the world right now, stayed at its current market value, which probably wouldn't be the case. So it would most likely put Tesla as the second most valuable company in the world. The real question that you should have in trying to evaluate if Tesla's going to go to $1,000 relatively soon is, number one, is Tesla going to be estimates? And then to what degree is Tesla going to be estimates? But how does Tesla's other segments of their business play into this? For an example, Tesla selling vehicles is only one aspect. Sure, they have 25% gross profit margins. They bring about 17% to the bottom line after these most recent price cuts. Sure, that's fine. That's great for a vehicle manufacturer. But the reason that Tesla is valued so much higher than a GM or a Ford is because Tesla has a lot of, one, future growth, but technology benefits. Full self-driving is about $15,000 currently. And full self-driving has 100% gross margins. So they'll take roughly 90% of that $15,000 per every unit of full self-driving they sell to the bottom line. That is going to dramatically increase their profits. So more vehicles they sell, the more full self-driving they sell, the more profits that they will gain. As I pointed out in the last video, the Cybertruck is going to do a couple things. We already know there's 1.5 million pre-orders for the Cybertruck. That's great. But that's also going to likely increase Tesla's whole entire business, as that is what happened when the Model Y was introduced in 2020. Sales in 2021 were up 84% for Tesla vehicles as a whole. It's going to drive more people to purchase Teslas, feeding into more full self-driving purchases. And that's the real question I guess you should have for yourself. Tesla right now on an revenue basis made $23 billion or brought in $23 billion of revenue last quarter. Apple, which is currently almost a $3 trillion company, brought in about $90 billion during the same time period. So Apple's bringing in about 4 times more than Tesla. And their profits are a lot higher. Tesla only brought in about $2.5 billion. And last I knew, Apple brought in about $45 billion. So if Tesla can increase that top line, in which is probably going to be easy to do looking ahead, that's awesome. But if Tesla can really boost that bottom line with full self-driving and other things we'll talk about later on into this video, that's where things get a lot more exciting for Tesla. Now, good thing for you as a Tesla shareholder, if things continue to look better and better and estimates continue to go higher, especially on July 2nd, if Tesla does beat on their delivery numbers, as I am fully expecting they will, the markets will start to price in better and better things for Tesla. That has been the reason why this rally has occurred in the first place. The markets had it wrong, and now they're trying to figure out what's going to happen next for Tesla. So far before Tesla is bringing in the same profit numbers as an Apple or the same top line revenue as an Apple, Tesla will be valued far more than an Apple because they have a longer runway to growth. Elon himself says that he don't even think Tesla cars are going to be the biggest source of value for Tesla. He actually thinks it's going to be robots. Tesla unveiled its humanoid robot concept called Optimus at its AI Day event in September. It intends to develop and eventually mass produce an AI-powered robot that can take on dangerous, repetitive, and boring tasks, according to Elon Musk. The project is a priority for Elon, who believes Optimus could become the most valuable portion of the business in time. Not to mention, Cathie Woods expects Robotaxi alone by 2027 to add $11 trillion worth of potential value to Tesla stock. This is not factoring in the solar business or many other businesses separately that Tesla also runs. So for good reason, in the long term, we're certainly going over $1,000 per share. That's almost a certainty. Now, not a recommendation, not financial advice. Anything could happen. We could go into a Great Depression. Not expected, but hey, who knows? Anything can happen. We've seen crazier things happen before. So long term, nothing to worry about. Long term, 1,000 looks pretty low. But when could this actually happen? Well, according to Coin Price Forecast, they see Tesla by year end of 2024 at $648 per share, year end 2025 at $877 per share, and then Tesla by mid-year and the end year of 2026 at about $1,000 per share. Now, how soon Tesla gets to $1,000 per share really comes down to expectations. If we are wrong, if Tesla massively beats our expectations, in which I think will happen, then you could get there far sooner than a lot of people expect. Now, I personally think advertising, once Tesla starts to advertise and see the increase and the value that's provided there, introducing a brand to the mass public, I think that's one big way expectations will need to go higher, and that will lead to Tesla's share price also going higher. But I still do think it's going to be quite a while at the very least before we're $1,000 per share. At minimum, by the end of 2024, at that point, you should see the effects of advertising. You will have a couple quarters worth of the semi-truck Cybertruck being produced, and that will likely lead to more sales for Tesla. At the same time, Tesla should be in full steam ahead, producing more factories to deliver on what I think is going to be an order book 4, 5 to 10 times the size that it currently is, mainly based off of advertising instead of their previous model, which was basically word of mouth. I think by then, you're at least going to be at $1,000 per share. Now, here in the short term, breaking new all-time highs does look like a very real possibility. Again, if we do beat analysts' expectations, if Tesla can deliver more vehicles than we thought on July 2nd and give us some good guidance therefore after. I can come to no justifiable reason why Apple, Microsoft, and Nvidia are trading at or near their all-time highs, and Tesla would still need to rally about 55% from here to get back to their all-time highs. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. So when you look at things from that lens, we got a long way to go. Now, in the near term, July 2nd is going to be a massive catalyst. I think I've said it 3 or 4 times in this video, so I hope we understand that by now. But some of the positioning that you're seeing right now from hedge funds and institutional investors signals there's probably a lot more upside from here. If we go ahead and take a look at the option activity that we are seeing here on the day, 73% positive order value, 377 orders totaling about $339 million have been placed on Tesla. And some of these orders are well over $300 per share. Some of these orders are over $700 per share by mid-year next year. So it's clear we're probably going higher in the short term. How high do we go? Based off of expectations. I think it's pretty clear Tesla should have never traded down to $100 per share. If you go into it with that kind of logic, I think a good bottom for Tesla would have been around $200 per share. So you really haven't rallied that much in relation to kind of what an Apple or Microsoft or other names did on their relative drops from their highs in 2021. Those players did not fall nearly to the extent that Tesla did. If Tesla just matched their performance, then they really haven't seen that strong of a rally. And I think over $300 per share is most certainly coming here in the shorter term. Ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it in this video. Source your comments, questions, or concerns down below in the comment section. If you want to come join a trading community, I send out all of my trades in real time, or I will start doing that on Tuesday. We're going to have a newswire over there. We're going to have different tools that you can use to really elevate your trading. We're going to have tutorials on how to day trade options as much as you want with an account less than $25,000, something a lot of people don't know that you can actually do. Using different strategies. We're going to have real estate stuff in there. I own 3 rental properties myself and a licensed real estate agent. So a lot of value is going to be over there. If you guys want to join, link down below in the description of this video. Nonetheless, you guys have a great rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one.